Hi there, I'm Acoustic from music0to.com, and today I'm addressing a bunch of commonly asked questions. Now people always ask me what pick should they use when they're just starting to play guitar. Now I always probably have two answers for every question and you might have learned that by now. My one answer would be a very detailed answer, and I say, well, this is the way it is, and I've got my views on certain things. But my second answer is any pick will do. Okay, so you're always going to kind of get these two answers from me. So I've warned you, right? So let me launch into what I have to say about plectrums or picks or whatever you want to call it. If you're just starting out to play guitar, okay, then a thick pick is probably not the right thing for you, okay, because it's going to offer you a lot of resistance, okay, as you playing guitar, specifically if you're doing some strumming things. So anything from about a 1mm upwards. Is that a 1mm? I think it's millimeters. Anyway, so the ones that's 1.0, so that must be millimeters. Okay, so don't go for those because they're going to offer you a lot of resistance. So try, like, this is a 1mm pick, and try and get some picks that have got a little bit of a flexibility, okay? Because then when you strum, you know, it's got a different sound, first of all, but secondly, it's not going to offer you that same amount of resistance that a thick pick does. Listen to a very thick one now. Thin one. Okay, so as you can see, or hear rather, that the sound is quite different, and especially when I do recordings a lot, then producers would ask for a thinner pick because it's just got a more of a jangly sound. It's not so in your face, right? And especially if it's going to go into recording, it's going to have to go back in the mix, and they're just looking for that shimmering brilliance or whatever you want to call it, then a thin pick would be cool. And I still use them a lot as well when I do the strumming thing, but I can also use a thick one. So as the longer you play, you'll start to adapt your right hand technique based on the sound that you want. So you would actually approach the instrument in a different way to get a different sound, as opposed to using a different guitar or a different pick or whatever. So but then again, when it comes to single note playing, then I kind of like to use a thick pick again. That's exactly the same gauge. Well, it's not really gauge, I guess, but it's the same thickness than the kind of pick that I use when I play electric guitar. So you might want to, when you go to the shop, get a couple of different picks, you know, and try them out. The same thing when you buy a new guitar or whatever. Try a couple out first, you know, before you make your decision. So that's my very long answer, okay? So just to give you the short version, for strumming kind of stuff, try and get a lighter pick. It's going to offer you less resistance, and it's going to give you a more jangly type of sound. And then for single note kind of stuff, then you probably want to go for a little bit of a harder pick. And you might even opt for the middle road and get a medium pick that can offer both of those things for you. The reason I say a little thicker size pick for single note stuff is you actually don't want that flexibility on the pick when you do picking and all that kind of stuff. So there we go. But then that, like I said, is a long answer. The short answer is just get any old pick and start playing guitar, and then as you go along, then you'll start learning things about it, right? So what I'm trying to say here is don't fall into the trap of, there's that saying, paralysis by analysis, where people think to themselves, well, what guitar should I get? What pick should I get? What song should I learn? How long should I practice? All these questions, they're really valid questions, but the most important thing is movement. Just get going, get any guitar you can, get any pick you can, learn any song you can, and just get going. Because as you've got momentum and you're moving, you'd be able to steer that thing much better. You can't steer a parked car. That's another saying, which is very true. So just get on with it, get going, and as you're learning more about the guitar and about music, then you can start making some decisions. Well, okay, let me try that for a bit, let me try that for a bit, and explore. But the most important thing is just get going and start doing. Okay, having said that, I've rambled on for far too long in this video, so if you'd like to check me out rambling on about a bunch of other topics, from the kind of tools you need to the kind of things you need to practice, how long you need to practice, I mean, there's literally 101 topics. I've got a series of about 20 to 25 videos which you can download. You can get hold of them along with some other booklets, ebooks, PDFs, and some free guitar lessons as well. You just need to go to rhythmguitar020.com/getting started, and then on that page you'd be able to get hold of all of this stuff. Cool, that's it for me. Go pick your poison, so to speak, and have a good time. I'll catch you in another lesson. Cheers.